So I'm going to share my screen because I made an agenda and we can follow that so we can follow along together. Um, gosh, this darn thing. Move that over here. And yeah, so I created an agenda and I want to give Amelia an opportunity to kind of talk a little bit first to all of you. And then you can see on the agenda what we're going to cover. But also this is an opportunity to check in and see if there's anything that you guys, you know, are needing from us that you're not getting. Also an opportunity for you to tell me, hey, since your visit XYZ, we were going to follow up on this, that kind of stuff. But know that my visits, I had my final visit yesterday with the Rappahannock Fredericksburg Club. So your club will be receiving a post-visit letter from me very soon with there's no report. I don't do like a complicated report. There's nothing official that I have to send off to RI. I just let them know I have all of these clubs are in good standing and they're all doing, what they're supposed to be doing to be clubs. But I do have notes and I did do a summation after each visit. I will share that with the club president and the AG for each club. And it's just going to be like a little, paragraph or two about the visit and kind of, what I saw, what I noticed, if I have any recommendations. And of course, I'll heap all the praise because you guys are doing so well. And that way you can share that with your board and let them know what the, how the visit went from the perspective of me, which all of my visits were super awesome. So that'll be coming. So if you guys have anything, just raise your hand or whatever. And if you're going to Singapore for the convention in May, Jamie is on this meeting and he'll be sticking around afterwards and leading a meeting of the people that are attending. If you're not, but you're curious about what happens when there's an international conference, stick around, stay on the meeting and take a listen. The conference that will happen after Singapore, the conference that will happen next spring, will be in Calgary, Canada. So it will be a little more accessible for us. So North America, woohoo. And I have some really good news. It looks like I'll be the zone representative for the convention for getting folks to attend. So I'll get the information first, which means you guys will get the information first. So I already saw the sneak peek video and it's really beautiful. Anyway, so let's get started and I'm going to let Amelia kick it off. I'm going to say hi real quick. I'm Renee Laws. I'm the current DG of District 7610. Joining me on this call is Amelia Stanzel. She is the DGE. Robbie is not attending this meeting. Peter is here. He is the DG&D, but he is here. His capacity this evening is Chief of Staff primarily. And so welcome you guys to the call. This is a series of, there's AGs on here, there's presidents on here. I hope Ralph pops on here because he's got some information. And we have a few folks on here that are here to pass information and on. So Amelia, I wanted you to please let the presidents know how they can be supporting their PEs from your perspective, what you're going to be asking, what you need them to help them with for the next few months.
Awesome. Thank you so much for the opportunity to be here with you guys. Means a lot. Like I say, it's midnight here and I'm up doing this with you guys, but we have finished pre-pets and pets itself, and now we're heading into post-pets, which would have been next weekend, but we decided to push that out to being during district training assembly. So I could really use help on is making sure that your entire incoming club board is at district training assembly, because those PEs will be in their breakouts for post pets, but there'll be training for secretaries and treasurers and membership and public image and youth and lots of different foundation breakouts. And there's a club administrator breakouts, breakouts for each of the different functional roles for the board. So if they're on the board this year, or maybe they're even a new member who is just really interested in what it takes to serve on the board and wants to learn more about how to be a better committee member, it's a great chance for them to go. There's been some confusion maybe on the pricing of it. It's $15 per person. Most clubs reimburse their members for going to training. So we said, hey, clubs, it's only a total of $50. If you send 10 people, it's still only $50. So we'll refund anything over that. But after we look at what attendance is, so the fourth person thereafter is free essentially. So we wanted to make sure there was some skin in the game as far as to get people to show up, because people are really good at registering for free stuff. And then it's a sunny day and people don't show up. So we wanted to make sure that there was some there to be able to get people to be committed to it. At DTA, we will have some breakouts that, or some House of Friendship type booths about things that are going on in the district. So the district action groups on peace and empowering women and girls and mental health and veterans and first responders and anti-slavery, they will all have booths at it. So if you have club members that want to learn more about that opportunity to have cross-club collaboration, they can come to that. There'll be one for our new Toastmasters Club. There'll be one for the Rotary Means Business Fellowship, Rotary Leadership Institute, the other various fellowships that have representation in our district, because some of the focuses this coming year is how do we get people to pop their heads out of just the four walls of their club and really engage in the district and get to know people outside of their club as well as inside of their club. So now that we're in this post-COVID world, getting people an opportunity to be able to network a little more and have some more fellowship where it's meaningful for them. So come learn more about those things. And then at the annual, I'm going to sneak forward a little bit for the annual awards installation, we're going to have opportunities for each of your clubs to have booths at that one there. Those are focused on what your club's signature project or fundraiser is, so that you can kind of have that brag moment like we would have had at the spring district conference. But because we're doing a district conference in the fall, we didn't want to miss the opportunity for each of you to be able to have that brag moment and really showcase your clubs. And that's an opportunity to, for other clubs to get inspired by what you're doing, for you to get inspired by another club, maybe collaborate with them, rip off and duplicate in the good old Rotary way of some R&D there, but being able to really share that information. So that's coming up. And actually, Jamie Lorenas is the one who's helping with organizing that. So if you have questions on it, reach out to Jamie. He has sent out a couple of emails with the Google form to be able to sign up for that too. But really, it's helping your president-elect have that support to get people to DTA, but then just being there for them. Right now is the time that they're kind of deer in the headlights going, holy cow. If you remember what it was a year ago for you, going, what did I get myself into? And some of you are staying on for another year. It's that same moment of like, okay, I've got to help get through this. So make it as smooth as you can for those folks as they're coming up to speed. Just like really Renee has done for me as DGE, is she's running through that ticker that ticker tape for her, but she has that baton in her hand and is starting to hand that back to me as I'm coming up to speed. And it's kind of the same thing in your clubs, is really supporting them as they're coming up, getting them, whether you're doing your strategic planning right now, if you're doing retreats, just helping give them the information that they need to be successful. So I know we're all Rotarians, we all want each other to be successful. So this is your chance to do that for them. But thank you, Renee, for the opportunity to come on tonight.
That's awesome. Thank you so much. And do you want to go ahead and touch on the opportunities that are open for these folks yet, or do you want me to roll?
No, that would be great. I wasn't sure if you wanted to do that now. I saw that late on the agenda, but
so
you can said you were to shift it, but yeah, okay.
Yeah, I don't want you to have to stick around too long. I know it's late, so please
Mama's
jump ahead.
Tired.
Please jump ahead.
My face, that's why. So we do have some opportunities that Renee and I were talking about. Okay, so what's life after being PE? We're talking about what's life after being a DG, and we're not even sure what that means yet. But I was a president last year of the Warrenton Club, so I've been in your shoes where you're kind of coming out of that being president and all of that time and energy that you've put into it, going, okay, well, what's next? Is it become the president that just disappears in your club? And we've seen that in every club where you have presidents that you just never see again. Once they've got that pen, they just disappear. And I know that that's not, none of us really intend to do that, but we just don't know where we fit after we're done being president. And so we talked about is the opportunity for our presidents to really step into leadership roles in the district by serving on committees. Whether it's working with Sheila on the awards and recognition committee, it might be serving on membership and helping fill roles, whether it's if you have a passion around the impact clubs and innovative clubs, maybe it's around engaging members, maybe it's on learning and development and helping build the trainings for next year and those learning opportunities. Maybe it's wanting to serve on the district conference committee because you love to throw a great party. There are so many opportunities to get you involved in our district. We're right now in the process of putting together a I don't want to call it a manual, but a file full of job descriptions for various roles that are out there. Just that if you're like, hey, I might be interested in serving on this committee, I have this many hours, this is my skill sets, where might I fit? We want to be able to help you fill in. Many of our committees have holes in them in a post-COVID world that we're looking for additional talent, especially from presidents and from people who've been president and served in a post-COVID world, because it's very, very different now than it was 5 or 6 years ago. Even as president the first time around a decade ago, it is such a different role from one to the other. And we really need to have people who've come out of this that know what it's like to be able to help support. So if you're interested, watch for emails from Renee and I will send you guys kind of, here's what the different roles are, here's where to find those job descriptions. Or if you're like, hey, there's something I want to do, email me or message me. I'd be happy to get you engaged wherever you want to be engaged. So thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, Amelia.
Thank you.
And ciao. Seriously.
Ciao. Arrivederci and all the good stuff.
Before she bails, does anybody have any questions for her or anything? Okay.
Thank you all. Good night. Bye-bye.
Awesome. Thank you, Amelia.
Bye.
Okay. All right. Jamie has put in the chat a link to sign up for a table at the district banquet for your club to showcase projects or fundraisers that a premier project or a fundraiser that you want to premiere at the event. It has two purposes. The first is obviously to share it, to show off, to also like have your club kind of collectively come together and go, what do we want? And that often lets members know that might not have been aware. And then two, it allows opportunities if this is something that you want to collaborate with other clubs on, or turn it into something much larger, or show other clubs how it's possible. That's what that's also for. Sheila, you had a question? Where is Sheila?
I had something for Amelia, but I can text her later.
Oh,
it's okay.
Shoot.
It's all right. She's tired.
I didn't see your hand. My bad.
That's all right.
Okay. All right. So then I want to go next. I'm going to share my screen real quick, and we're just going to take a little tour over to we're going to go to our here's a recommendation. As you've got new club members coming in, or as you're transitioning to the new team for your club, your new leadership team, you can go ahead and have people going to the Learning Center. Your new members can go there, and there's a lot of subject matter about like, what is Rotary, and what does my club do? But there's also, they can drill down if they're not sure if they're interested in doing other board positions. Now's the time to talk about it because the transition is happening. So send them to the Learning Center to explore. They can click on anything and learn anything about any positions. They might even find, something that will unlock maybe a passion. Alexa, stop. Something that's maybe a passion for them that they didn't know existed in Rotary or was available, something that could be, new for your club even. So I just send people to the Learning Center. And then for youth protection, that certification is in the Learning Center. So you have them take the youth protect. Now, if you've got new people coming in, they need to take it after July the 1st. If you've got people that are going to be working with kids over the summer, or if you have these spring break programs or anything coming up and you have people that haven't taken it yet, please get them certified. But it has to happen every Rotary year. So talk to your PEs about this, talk to your club members about this. The youth protection certification is really, really important. So if something happens, and there's no youth protection trained person, there's liability issues. We don't even want to think about that. So then I'm going to go to, let's look at some calendar items. We have some upcoming events. So I was going to take you guys through. We have the district training assembly is coming up. So this is something that your PE knows about and should be promoting, but as your current leadership, you guys should be talking about this as well. And this is open for everyone. So please talk to your club members about this. Amelia mentioned it's only $50 per club. No matter how many people you send them all. And it's $50 per club. Send them all so that you have people on a bench. Don't just send your treasurer, send 2 people to the treasurer training, send 2 people to the membership. If you have the people willing to come, obviously. So this is such a great opportunity for you to start exposing your newer members or your less experienced members, not only to learning about what's available within your club, but that networking where they're meeting with other clubs. And then here's the awards installation celebration that Amelia was mentioning, our big party at the end of the year where we're going to be celebrating all of the accomplishments of all the clubs. And then I wanted to kind of show the My Rotary page just to remind you, Rotary Club Central, that's where all your goals are. Showcase ideas for service things. Brand Center, now that we've got the rotation happening, you need to be showing all of your public image people and anybody that's going to be working on your promos starting in July. This is where they can find all of the stuff in Rotary that's already done for you. Logos and everything are easy to just boom, create. Everything is right there. And then the Learning Center is accessible here too. Have every member of your club create a My Rotary login account, because this is where all of the information is. Big Rotary. They can even go into their own club information, and it shows where you meet and all of this kind of stuff. And so I feel like sometimes we get so involved in what we've got going on that we forget that there are all these resources out here for us to give to our members to let them explore and not have to explain everything. Sorry, Jamie, I'm going to show them our stuff. Jamie's the president of the Stafford Rotary Club.
We rock, so that's okay.
But you can see all of these things are in here. So I can go in here as a Stafford Rotary Club member, and I can go in and look at the Learning Center. I can create a raise for Rotary. I can go to the brand, all of this stuff, because I've logged in right there at the thing. So we have the award ceremony coming up, and the next thing I'm going to do is hand it over to Sheila, because she wants to talk to you guys about the awards and what is about to happen to all of us. So I'll let you share your screen if you want, Sheila.
All right. This has been truly where did my screen go? Oh, here. An act of love between Renee and I getting all of this together.
You have done all of the work. Don't even say Renee and I. She's trying to make it sound like I have helped her. I will assure you guys, this woman is a machine.
Well, I will tell you right now that this is a dream that we actually talked about before we became governors. We wanted to we worked with Pat and talked about all the awards, and it's now here. And what you see tonight, you will see year after year after year. It's going to be consistent, and it will be transparent from year to year. So this is the general information. Actually, it says April 1st. This is all open right now. And I have one club that has completely done all of their awards. They have been beta testing this for me. So the awards are pretty well set. The Golden Rotarian Award, as we should all know by now, is a year-round award when the Rotarian is coming up on their 50-year or 30-year. You go in here, click on this link right here, and it'll open the award for you and show you what the criteria is. I'm not going to go through all of these, but that's a year-round award. I just want you to know they're here. Awards for Interact clubs. All the Rotaract awards. Rotaractors are equal to Rotarians now. So the Rotaractors are, if you have a Rotaract club like Charlottesville has University of Virginia and Stafford works with University Mary Washington a lot. We have the Vienna Club. You can put them in for district awards. There are also all kinds of Rotary awards that they can also be put in for. Every one of these is a link except the Peace Builder Club that's coming off of here. And then here's all the Rotary awards. Service Award, Citizen of the Year, the District Governor Citation. There are two differences with all of the awards. Every award you fill out will be right here. You're just going to completely fill it out. You're going to hit that submit button, and it's going to send it to me personally. The governor's citation is actually in DACDB, and I will show you that here real quick. And that link that was just on the district website will bring you to DACDB when you get to the end. And all the clubs have to do when they get in here, this is the criteria for the district governor citation. It's very similar to the president's citation. All they have to do is go here and select the award and fill in the criteria and get all the points. So you can get the district governor. That's it.
This is absolutely incredible.
Every single one. And you will see down here, each one of them, how many instances you can have, like non-club members participating in a service project. You can put in for at least 3 of those because we know we have the public that join us. Each instance is 5 points. So you get a total of 15 for that. All you'd have to do is select the goal and put the 3 up here and just say they joined us or something. And that's it. Put a comment in over here. Not the annual fund award. This one is the non-member. Click add the activity and it's there. That's all you have to do. So that and the president's.
Oh, sorry.
That's all right.
You're gonna do training also. Like
Yes.
you're willing to work individually with these clubs and their awards folks. to
Every
walk through
single
this.
club. I have a list I am going to send the AGs in the morning to show you which clubs have already signed up, when they are scheduled, and whether it's Zoom or in person. So and I will keep you all up to date on all of that. The only other change in these awards is the International President Citation, because as you know, in order to get this citation, you have to fill in your goals in Rotary Club Central. So it'll take them straight into Rotary Club Central. I have to go this way. And I put in the comments while this is coming up. Of course it did. When you're talking to your clubs and they have not gone into My Rotary and they're going to set up their credentials, ask them to make it the same as DACDB. Make all of your Rotary credentials the same so they remember them. Oh, this is the best yet.
That's awesome.
So
Oh no.
I'm not allowed access to Rotary Club Central.
What?
This
I'm
is what
gonna say there's a
happens to me.
glitch. Because if I'm not mistaken, Sheila, don't you own that website?
Pretty much. All right, here you go. It'll take you right in here. These are the goals that we went through last year together during April and May, getting ready for the end of the year. You have to have half of all of these goals completed in order to receive the citation from the Rotary International president. And RI changed them this year. It's not membership, foundation, youth, and public image anymore. It's engagement, impact, reach, and adaptability now, like the Rotary International Action Plan. And the governor's citation is set up the same way. We are going to get our clubs used to using those 4 key words on everything. And when they start filling out the club awards, they are going to see those 4 key words in a lot of the awards that are in there. The outstanding president of the year, the outstanding club of the year, all of that. So this is open, even though it says it is going to open on April 1st. And they can go on right now and start reviewing them and looking at them. I will send the AGs the list of the club meetings that I already have set up. And just so the presidents know, you all have an email from me from 2 weeks ago that says, I will come to you personally. I don't care where in the district I have to drive. You all know I will come to you and sit down with you and your club members, not in a club visit, but separately. Your secretary, your foundation chair, your whoever does your DAC-DB work, if you have somebody separate from the club secretary, and go through Rotary Club Central goals, go through all of the awards with them, go through the RI Compare. And next week, we are learning and going through the brand new district grant application on DAC-DB. If you haven't looked in there, it's open, it's on the district tab, but you can get it on your club tab as well. It's going to be beautiful. It's going to be so nice and easy to go through and process your district grant. And after you go through this training next week, if you need more help, I'll talk to you about that as well. We're here. I'm building a team that we're going to be the DAC-DB points of contact, whatever you want to call us, but we will come to you. We'll do Zooms anytime you want, but we want to make sure that we try to get Renee that citation from the president for having 100% clubs that get the RI president citation. Plus, I want to make Renee have to sign certification for every single club for the district citation too, because she'll have to sign both of them. So I want to give her work to do.
That's funny.
We all know she's sitting around eating bonbons.
Yes, that's what I have been doing.
I know that was fast and furious, but play around with it. If you want to put in some sample awards, just put in there a note to me and I can delete them out of there, but go through the process. Okay?
Great idea. Thank you so much,
Sure.
Sheila, for all your work on this. I remember being club president and working with my awards folks at the end of the year with like 1,000 sheets of paper and checklists everywhere, calculators out. We just had stuff spread out all over the table. We're trying to count up how many volunteer hours. Like it was, but I mean, it paid off because we won Best Small Club of the Year. And so it was very rewarding for everyone in the end. But it is work. You gotta put it in. But the best part about it was not just the recognition, but the motivation and the momentum that it gave us to get over the summer.
Right.
You know, everybody was like, oh my gosh, look at all the, you know, it just like really reinvigorated everyone to be like, look at all this recognition. So it was really great. So thank
Yeah,
you.
you beat us out.
Yeah.
We were presidents competing against
we
each
were,
other
we
for
were,
a
we
year.
were, we were. But look who got to be Gigi first. So um, you won that one. Okay, so the next thing I want to talk about is the Interact Summit. And so I've been talking about this for several months. April 20th. The location is University of Mary Washington. And I will tell you that we just had a 1-hour meeting right before this one where we kind of hammered out the rest of the details as far as what we're asking the clubs to do for participation. So this Interact Summit is for our kids. The idea is that it's for our Interact students at the various schools associated with the various clubs around our district. If we have spots open at the end of next week, we are going to open it up to students who are not in Interact, but who qualify age-wise to participate, so that we can make sure we fill the seats, one, and then two, that might make those students go back to their school and say that they want to either join their Interact or start a new one. And so, you know, it could be good, but we really want the Interact students to benefit. So we want them registered first. There are 70 spots. That's it. 70 spots for students. We have 30 adult slots. So let me explain what's going to happen. Start out the day, and then the students are going to go do workshops, the breakout sessions that have to do with the 4 subject matters: peace, mental health, leadership, and human trafficking. And the adult tract, they're going to go learn about what it is to be an adult Rotarian working in the youth services area. There's going to be some training. There's going to be a lot of information about youth protection. There's not youth protection certification. That is not happening. We may roll that into next year's event. This is a first-time event, so we didn't want to put too much pressure on trying to do too many things at once. But there will be an adult track. And so we're going to have, here's what we need for the clubs to do. We need the clubs to consider sending either their, either the president going, if the president is the person that wants to get that youth information, or the youth protection advisor for that club. So you want to send one of those two, or third option, if you have someone that's interested in learning about it, and maybe you have an old hat that's been doing youth protection for a while, send the noob, have them come in and take a look and see if it's their vibe. This is not a training for people. Doesn't mean that you have some position now that you have to do some jobs. It's to support the youth and really promote the youth programming. So the kids are going to have their track. The adults are going to have their track. What we need is for people to sign up. There's a link. We're going to put it out in the newsletter on April 1st, but it's already available on the calendar on the district website. You can go on and register. You can do one of two things there. You can register yourself or another member of your club to attend. And then you can also offer to sponsor a certain portion of funds to go towards paying for the Interact students' participation. We are asking $10 per student to attend. We're asking them to bring their own $10, or for the clubs to, you know, give them the $10 to attend. But the actual cost is $50 per student. So we're asking the clubs to actually help us with the cost of the event. We're going to roll over some RILA money because we weren't able to host RILA this spring. So we're going to roll over some RILA money to help fund it. But all of our events need to be self-funding. And since kids aren't rolling around with, you know, lots of cash in their pockets, we need the clubs to kind of help out. So you can go on and register for yourself. You can go on and support however many students your heart desires. You can click. So Sheila, do you have any further explanation for that since you're the one working on that registration page?
No, I think you covered it pretty well.
Well, one thing, Renee, I mean, just for the
Yeah.
adults, there is a $50 fee.
Oh,
Right.
yeah, that's true.
Sorry, because that is the cost of the event. They're getting
Mhm.
lunch, and the kids are getting a mental health booklet, and it is amazing, and it's being used at the collegiate level in North Carolina, and we're bringing it to the high schoolers here in this area through this program. So we're really excited about how much really this is kind of a test to see how they react, if this is something that we want to take to all the Interact clubs. So this is kind of a little pilot to see how the breakouts go.
And
Renee,
what,
I-
go ahead.
Yep.
Tara.
this is Tyra.
Hey,
I-
Dara.
I want to make sure I have this right. I understand we register the adults. We register the children as well.
No,
Oh,
and thank you for asking that question. Angela Conti, Jim Holcomb, they're working with the Rotaractors that are planning this, and Donna Almberg. They're
Yeah.
going to do a carpet bombing effort this weekend to absolutely contact every single teacher, advisor, and club who has an Interact to encourage them. There is a Google form and there's a link. And so that information is being handled separately from DACDB because we can't have the kids going on DACDB and registering. So so if you have an Interact club and you haven't heard anything, reach out to Angie Conti, Dr. Conti, and she'll,
She's helped me. She's helped me. I have the students. I just didn't know
Oh.
how to make sure they got there legitimate.
Yes. There is a Google form that each of them will submit, and that will put their, information onto the spreadsheet so they'll know to count them as that they're going to attend.
Okay,
And
thank
so
you.
that information will be in the newsletter. We'll have one link for we're only going to have the link for the adults to register in the newsletter. The ones for the kids, that's going to come through
I'll talk to
yeah,
Angie.
that's going to come through the committee because we don't want that public, so
Okay.
yeah, work with the committee on that. Thank you. And so
Uh-huh.
if there's anybody else out there that has, Interact students that they know they want to send, please reach out to the committee and say, here's, who we have interested, and then we'll make sure they get the links.
Hey,
you.
Renee,
yeah.
also on that, we're asking clubs, even if you don't have an Interact club, to consider sponsoring one Interact student. And you can
Yeah.
do that by going to the registration link. When you go into it, your club treasurer can go in. He does not have to say he's attending. He just clicks the
Mhm.
sponsoring a student, and they can pay it directly in there without attending. But we would ask all clubs if they would take a look at, and if they're willing for $50, just sponsor one student. If all clubs do that, that would take care of 50 of the students. And then
Yeah,
the
that
clubs
would be
who have
amazing.
multiple Interact kids going, please sponsor more.
Yeah.
That's what I'm working on right now, fixing.
Yeah, thank you so much, Sheila. So we'll get that all out into the newsletter, and we're going to have it on socials. You guys, if it gets to the end of next week and you're going to open it to non-Interact students, we'll publish that information as well, so that if you personally have kids or no kids who are not in Interact yet but would like to go to this summit, then you can start passing, collecting that information. We'll have a process for that. Okay, and let's see. Close the sponsor and the awards. Okay, and now I guess the next thing is just to open it up and see if you guys have any needs. If there's anything that you wanted from any of the other clubs, if you guys had any questions, suggestions, comments, or whatever, now's the time. Michael Arietti.
Yeah, this is about the district grant, DACDB training. Did I read somewhere that in addition to those dates that are next week when you're doing the training, you're also going to provide the training at the district training assembly? Or did I get that wrong?
No, they can't. That's why they're having it on 3 different dates at the beginning of April.
Mhm.
So people can choose. Only one person needs to go to one of those. So there's 3 options, for that, cause we can't do it at DTA.
Okay, gotcha. All right,
yeah.
understood.
Thank you for asking that question, though. That clarifies that for everyone else. Cheryl, did you have your hand up, or are you just playing with your pen?
No, I'm
Renee,
good.
on that question real quick, please have more
Yeah.
than one person attend the training, just so you have a backup, because that's for the district grant. And whoever takes it on, if they leave, we want someone in the club who knows what's going on with the district grants.
That's a really good idea. Yeah, have a shadow. And since there's 3 dates, maybe that'll open it up. Okay, anybody else have any questions, comments? Stuff?
Yes,
Yes, Sheila.
just so the AGs know,
Mhm.
Pat Borowski is going to be sending you an email tomorrow showing you the clubs that have registered for the district grant training and those that still need to register. So you're going to get 2 tomorrow, one from Pat and then one from me for the club visits.
Awesome.
Is it, that's fine, that's for the future. For those, since there's also a deadline for clubs now to report on their existing grant, is it possible for the district to let us know, us AGs, which clubs have district grants so we can nag them?
That's really great feedback. Yes,
Yes, however, not until at least next week because Walisha Gill is out of town for spring break. She'll be back April 1st, I believe. Yes.
Okay,
April
well, that's
1st.
fine. There's no
Okay,
rush,
yeah.
as long as,
Okay, good.
there's only, each area only has, 5 or 6 clubs. So if you just say there's, 2 of your clubs have grants, or 3, whatever it is, then we can follow up.
that's a really good point. And I think that if that process doesn't, because I'm not really sure if that process already exists, but if it doesn't, we need to create that. That's a really good point. Just to help the AGs, help the clubs. So, okay. Then if that is all that we have for questions and comments, I don't want to keep you guys any longer than we have to. But I do just want to say, wow, the stuff I've learned about the stuff that is going on in your clubs, you can only see so much on reports, but actually being in your club meetings, meeting with your boards and speaking with all of you guys, you are doing a magnificent job leading your clubs. I am so excited, impressed, and happy by everything that I've seen. I'm sad that my visits are over because I really want to just keep I just really want to keep visiting everybody, and I probably will. But I just want to say you guys are doing the work, and I know it's not easy. It's very time consuming, and I just really truly appreciate the commitment that you guys have made to your communities and to the members of your club. And you guys are holding up your end of the bargain. So I just wanted to say thank you. We are almost to the top of this mountain, guys. And I'm telling you what, we're going to get there. April, May timeframe is going to start feeling like we're peaking. And then, whoo, we can just get on the sled and just take that down the other side of the mountain and slide in the end of June. And then as I whiz past Amelia, I'll just toss everything in her direction and we'll just peace out. No, I'm not going anywhere. You guys know that. I know y'all aren't going anywhere. We're all still going to be seeing our same faces because we're all in love with Rotary. But thank you. Thank you for everything that you're doing this year. I really, really do appreciate seeing the wonderful the benefits to your communities. So I'm going to let you guys go. Thank you. And if anybody has anything that they want to say to the crowd, how about Tyra?
Yeah, you said we're recording this, and it occurred to me, I don't see numbers that reflect all of the presidents, etc. So how do we get this For instance, I'd like for my incoming president to hear some of the things. How do
I
we-
think what I'll do is get this link to the assistant governors and ask
Okay.
them to each
Okay.
send it to their presidents. And that way, if they have other information to pass, they can add it to it. So it's not like 8,000 emails coming at you.
Okay,
So I'll have them title it President Meeting Recording and other, etc.
So
Thank you,
Renee, I
Mom.
have a real quick question, right? How
Sure.
many presidents stay president? Or that's all right, Lynn. I already know about you. Okay. Is
How
it
does a
just-
how does a president stay president?
yeah, how many of us who are on
Oh,
are going to stay? I already know about Lynn. I'm
show of
gonna-
hands. Who's sticking around? Who's going to be president again?
Mike is too. Okay.
Okay. Joe does
Laughing,
this.
right?
Joe literally was like,
And there is a third. There is
Yeah.
there is a third person. And I can't remember her name right now. But there
Andrea's
is a
gonna be
third.
president another year. She's on there, but she's on mute.
yeah,
Oh, okay.
Andrea. Yep, Andrea's coming back.
Okay.
She's gonna do a second year. And honestly, across Rotary, this is becoming a little more common. Because I'm telling you, people are finding that they kind of figure out what they're doing right about now. And then you're not really enjoying it unless you so yeah, so we definitely have a lot of repeats, and it bodes really well for continuity in the clubs. And I'm hoping that means Rotary starts to recognize that and loosens the mandates for maybe the CPETS requirements could be shrinking down, like the PETS requirements could be taken down so that there's a certain portion that's updates for people that are returning. And then there's, brand new training for those that are stepping into the position for the first time. We would really love for that to be the case. And we've been asking for that. So the more common this becomes, the more Rotary will have to address that. So we're hoping top down that can take place. So thank you for that question. And with that, I'll bid you adieu. I'll say thank you so much. Keep at it. And I'm looking forward to seeing all of those awards submissions flowing in so that we can celebrate everyone together on June 30th. So woohoo! Thank you, Sheila, for all the work you've been doing on that. We really just
Now,
doing God's work.
everybody go to April 20th on the calendar and just register as a donor and put money into the Interact Summit, please.
It's that easy. And it's
It
on the
is that
recording,
easy.
So
And then when you want to register to attend, you go back in and register to attend. You'll have 2 registrations.
amazing.
But
You should be able to
since-
modify your registration too.
Right.
Yeah, but because we have our RILA money and we're not gonna
Yes.
use it, you would like some of that from the clubs if we could.
Love it.
I got that
Love it.
right?
Yes, you can do it right on DAC-DB, put your club name in there, and we'll know that it's the RILA money.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'll let Charlene know.
Amazing.
Renee, I'm
All
really
right.
going to shut up after this one. I just want to say one thing. After having had the opportunity to work with Sheila last year on the awards committee, and watching it evolve, kudos.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. Amazing. And thank you, Cheryl. And I know you, Ed and Cindy really came through last year in crunch time. And I don't think we would have pulled off the awards at all if y'all hadn't been so involved. I know that you guys really helped. And so Sheila's, of course, unstoppable when it comes to that kind of stuff. So thank you. Yep, Mike.
So just a clarification, if we're sponsoring a student for the Interact Summit, is it $40 because they're obligated to pay 10 or is it 50?
It doesn't really cost. We're not charging, but if you wanted to help sponsor a spot for a student, any amount will help. We're asking that the students bring 10. It costs $50, but there are some clubs that aren't going to be able to send any money. So if you can send that extra $10 and donate a total of 50, that would be great. But if it's
Right.
only 40, that's okay too.
That would cover all their food, the book they're gonna get, and a goodie bag for each of them.
Yeah,
if you
so
did the
it's whatever you can
$50.
spare. Right, right.
So,
And so we're really not trying to charge $50 a kid, but that's about the average of what it's gonna cost. But yeah, the $10 from them is sort of more of a buy-in. So they feel like, oh, I'm obligated, this club is paying by $10 or I'm, forking over $10.
Get in the game.
Yeah. Yeah. Skin in the game.
I have a young woman that contacted me from one of our high schools. And we just haven't been able to get it going. I mean, like 2 weeks ago. And she wants to start an Interact club at her high school. Can I contact her and try to register her to come?
I think that would be a really great idea on a case by case basis. I don't want to have non-Interact students rushing the door because we want to make sure. But
Yeah.
for that particular reason, if she's really interested in starting
Oh,
one in her
yeah.
school,
Mhm.
please.
Her
Please.
grandparents are Rotarians.
That's amazing.
And
That's awesome.
They have
If you could write an email to me,
Okay.
saying what you just said here, that way I can forward it to the committee and let them
Okay.
know, hey, let the student, sign up and we'll get you the link. Does that
Okay,
sound
I
good?
can do that.
Awesome.
and someday a Rotarian will be sitting on this Zoom with my great grandchildren saying, yeah, and their great grandma is a Rotarian.
That's right. That's right.
I have to bring them up in every conversation. I'm
I know
sorry.
you do.
The twins.
You guys are
Okay.
awesome. Okay, well, for those of you sticking around for the Singapore call, we're gonna start that at 8 p.m. And for everyone else, you feel free to bounce. And thank you so much for being here. Earl did want me to mention there's a district grant session and a global grant session scheduled for 2 breakouts at DTA. So I don't know if those are did those count as the training? Those are the makeups for the clubs that missed the training.
Yes, that's what
Okay.
that is. That is
Okay.
not the app.
That is not the
training.
thing that's happening on the 2nd, 3rd, and 5th or whatever.
Correct.
Right.
Correct.
This is the makeup
Thank
for
you,
those.
Earl. That's a good clarification.
Thank you. Yeah. Yeah. That's really good. Thanks for adding that.
Hey, Renee.
Okay. Huh?
Renee, when I drop off here, I have the list of all the clubs who are participating in the district grant. I'll send that out to the AGs.
Oh, that would be wonderful. Yeah, actually send it to the AGs, include Paula so that she's,
Yep.
yeah. Okay,
Yep.
that's perfect.
Okay.
All right, well, cool beans. I am going to step out and take a break before we go back in at 8 p.m. So thanks all y'all. I'll be back in just a moment. I'm gonna